Okay, I heard these people at Build. I heard these people, actually, they've been in the biz in EXP about the same time I have. I have not built as big a biz. I have like a third of theirs, what they've done, okay? That's how amazing they are. And anyway, but I've heard them speak before. There is so much love and so much passion in these people, and I was so excited they came here to Hawaii. They're some of my favorite speakers I've ever heard. And so they were, and I was talking this morning, Jay, he's been a lone ranger in real estate. But I just want to make sure I do this. They are from Nashville, Tennessee, you guys. They have over 2 decades in the industry. They were brokers, owners, and top producers. At RE/MAX, they were huge. They earned both the Hall of Fame and Lifetime Achievement Awards, and now they've been at EXP these last, 7, almost 8 years. They're 4-time EXP Icon agents. And just basically, they're just incredibly passionate people that you're going to be so inspired and excited about. So, where is Jay and Ashley? Get up here.
Woo, give it up.
Jay does not need a microphone.
Yeah.
This is how legends are made.
What's up, Hawaii? Well, I almost busted my ass. Okay. What's up? I'm excited.
He's always
What's
excited.
happening? Well, guys, we're pumped to be here. I just got laid, by the way. Did y'all see that? Y'all weren't supposed to see that. So we're from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to tell you guys, we have just seen the love from you guys. I love meeting everybody here. And, Shireen, to do that kind of volume, it takes work. It takes focus. I just met a young man, Jason, back at the coffee, and he's like, man, I closed my first deal. Guys, I want to celebrate that. Let's give it a hand for Jason. Come on. This is a better half right here.
So we are Jay and Ashley Nelson. Some people call us Jashley, or Baby Man and Boo Boo, or Queenie and Pop Pop, because we do have 5 kids and 2 grandchildren. So we love our new names, Queenie and Pop Pop. We're just so excited to be here. What we're going to talk about today is leading with love, and that's how we operate. We truly believe that when things come from your heart, that resonates with people, that makes people feel good, and then people want to be around you. That attracts people to you when you're genuine in who you are. So I want to start with one thing. I want everybody to stand up.
Come on, baby.
So we're going to talk a lot today about connection, because here's the deal. Properties are our product, but people are our purpose. So I want you to just right now at your table, just find 2 people and give a big hug. Hug 2 people.
Even find somebody you don't know. Give me a hug, baby. Give me a hug. Give a big hug. Squeeze them. I love this.
Doesn't that feel great?
Now we're connected. All of us.
Okay, let's find our seats again.
Now we're warming up. I like this.
Yes. Okay, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. All right, get back in your seat. Okay, doesn't that feel great? It just feels great. Human connection. Here's the deal. In the Bible, the second book of the whole Bible, Genesis 2:18 says, the Lord God says, it is not good for man to be alone. People need people, y'all. That's what it's about. So let me just give a little bit of our background. Jay first got his license in 1999. Me in 2006. Yes, he is the older man.
Yeah, baby.
And solo agents. Jay, his last year at RE/MAX, he sold 81 houses by himself with just 1 assistant. And then 1,400 houses, whole career. And we have also built an organization of about 1,900 agents at EXP. And the first year that we came over to EXP, Jay still sold 64 houses by himself while we were building the business.
You know, the thing, I'll just say this, and I really want this to resonate with everybody in the room. Selling houses, which I love, still to this day, is the same thing as bringing an agent in. It's the same thing. And I'm telling you guys, some of y'all are thinking, hey, I just want to sell, and that's great. Some of y'all are thinking, hey, I just want to recruit and build a business. That's great too. But then if you're like me, I said, hey, I want to do both. And I want to encourage you guys. Nobody in this room needs to walk out of there thinking that they can't succeed at both. Because it's critically important that you understand the mechanics. And like I said, like Ashley said, it's about connection. It's about exactly what, Shireen just did a $10 million deal. Give her a hand for that. Are you kidding? I've never done a $10 million deal, you know, and
I think it was 16 million.
Huh?
I think it was 16 million.
Okay, yeah. See, you're out my league, girl. But you know what? Here's the thing. Some of the biggest deals I ever got came from, I sold almost $6 million worth of real estate to one buyer, but it came from a bartender that I met, and he referred it.
And that bartender bought a $150,000 house from Jay.
My point, yeah.
Yep.
So here's the thing. Ashley, what were you saying before we came up here? People are going to, you said something really cool.
Maybe that people aren't going to remember all the data that we give. People are going to remember how you make them feel.
Yeah. Guys, that's the secret to this whole business. And, when we got shown EXP, I was grinding, guys, because I liked it. I enjoyed the rush. I enjoyed going out and being busy. And when we saw EXP, tell them, we didn't plan on this. Tell them what happened, how we saw EXP, babe. Yeah.
Which one?
The time we saw it, and you said, hey.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
she knows the
he
story.
was supposed to get on a webinar that he forgot about. And so then Sean Sturrock, who we're so thankful for, our sponsor at EXP, was like, "What, Jay, you're making me look bad. You didn't get on this webinar with Rob Flick." So Jay pulls over in his car on the side of the road and gets on it. So then he calls me and he's like, "Ashley, when I get home, I need to show you something." And I'm like, "Oh, great. What is it this time?" Because he's always coming up with something. And so we sit at the kitchen table, and I'll just never forget this. We got halfway through the video. It was a recording of Rob Flick. And I hit pause and I said, "You're leaving RE/MAX and we're doing this." And
I was
it was
scared.
like that.
I was scared.
And he was scared, and I was like, we're doing it. And so,
here's the thing. When we went and saw what EXP is about, I'll tell you what I saw, guys. I saw a bunch of other people pouring into each other. I never saw that at RE/MAX. I had an office at RE/MAX, and people are like, "You never come in here." I'm like, "I'm too dang busy. I don't have time to come in. I'm working from my car." So I never had the connection. And when we saw EXP, I got to know people, and they were like, "Hey, here's what you need to do." And it's the community. And it kind of goes back to what Ashley was saying. We need each other. The people that aren't here, are you freaking kidding me? You guys are the ones because you showed up. Let's give everybody a hand for showing up.
And, I love what Shireen said about do what makes you feel uncomfortable. There's so many times in life that maybe you have fear, or like I'll say in my perspective, like God is nudging me to do something, like maybe get on that stage or whatever. And it's not about not having fear. It's about having fear and still doing it, and then making yourself do it. And how that full circles into this community is just over there. It was about our turn to come up here, and I was like, my mouth is already dry. And Elizabeth, I'm just saying how the community here is so awesome. She reached over and touched my hand, and she was like, "You got this." Like, that is just so awesome and encouraging. So thank you, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth's the real OG. When we bring her up here, her story is amazing. And Elizabeth, does anybody not, raise your hand if you don't know who Elizabeth Riley is? Okay. All right. Well, get
We're
ready
going
when she comes up here, because she's in that same mindset. We actually had a conversation early on at EXP, and we were like, look, we're going to build EXP. We're going to be the biggest real estate company in the world because it makes sense. But she still crushes it selling. And we had that same connection, because I was like, look, we got to bring the Dylans. We got to bring the Shireens. We got to bring the people that are selling houses. And that's like huge to be able to do both, because I really feel like when I go sit down with an agent, and this is kind of part of what I wanted to talk about today, because a lot of people come up to me, especially people that are in production. Well, I don't want to recruit. And I'm like, okay, cool. Can you go to coffee with people? And they're like, yeah, well, I can do that. And I say, listen, it's the same thing. You know what? Whenever we first started launching EXP in Nashville, I was we went and, saw this whole thing and all these people, and we got all excited. And I was on an airplane with Ash, and we were coming back from San Diego, California. And when I'm quiet, some shit's going on, all right? When I'm quiet and I'm sitting there in my right beside her, and my mind is starting to do this, and she's like, what are you doing over there? You're being real quiet. And I looked at her and I said, I know what I got to do. I know what we got to do, because obviously she's probably a better attractor than I am, okay? I said, I've got to go prove, because if I just come back to Nashville and bring an agent in, and my production, I'm not producing, I was like, man, they're going to be like, oh, Jay, he was all this and all that. Now he's just recruiting agents. So I told Ashley, I said, look, I have to double down. I have to go out and sell houses, and I call it gaps. I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm a gap filler. Any gap in my schedule in a week, I am going to coffee with either a past client or another agent. And and when I go to coffee, I'm not gonna recruit you. What's your name? Rodney? Brandon. Nice to meet you, bud. If I'm gonna call Brandon, and Brandon's in real estate with me, I'm like, Brandon, what's up, dog? How you doing, man? Come on. He's doing good. Brandon, listen, man. I have a lot of respect for you, because you're selling, man. You're kicking ass. So listen, dude, I just want to come catch a coffee with you. Let's just do a 20-minute coffee, because you're busy, because I want to know what you're doing to kill it. And I got some things on YouTube that some of these people have taught me. Are you building YouTube, Brandon? Yes. You are? How many followers? I mean, are you building it big? Well, I got this guy. See, all I'm doing is seeing if I can get a coffee with him to add something to his business, okay? And when I go sit down with Brandon, I ain't talking about EXP. I've never pulled a laptop out to recruit an agent ever. I'd bring nothing. I actually write things on a big manila folders, so I bring a folder just in case I got to take a note. And I just say, Brandon, what's up? And I ask Brandon, what are you doing? Here's what I'm doing. And I'm just pouring into Brandon, and I'm building a relationship with Brandon. And I tell our agents, slow down the recruiting process. Stop recruiting and start connecting. Start.
And then I always stop him there, because they don't just slow it down. Go at the speed they want to go. Like if they're like, hey, I'm ready, don't be like, hey, no, let's slow this down. No, like, okay, hey, let's get going here.
I'm not really a good salesman, guys.
He's really not.
She's better than me.
You do eventually have to get around to saying, hey, do you want to come to EXP with me? And then you be quiet. Eventually, okay? But that's the part that Jay is still working on.
I mean, to me, it's just about like, Ashley and I'll let her tell you about this, but we love to throw events. We love to have fun. Like, I hope y'all are coming to are we having an after party are we having one? Let's have one. Somebody plan it. No, but it's about connecting and doing things with people.
Well, real quick, I want to tell one story. When I was about 8 or 10 years old, I was in Washington, D.C. with my family on a trip, and we were walking down the sidewalk, and this will sound really scary, and I think it should have been, but for some reason it wasn't. I was, I think, trailing behind a little bit from my parents, and a homeless man jumped up in front of me. And he grabbed my shoulders and he said, "Can I cry in front of you?" And I'm trying not to cry right now. That has shaped me to this day. And I wasn't scared of him. He didn't ask me for money. He didn't ask me for food. He just wanted somebody to see him, somebody to know what he was going through. And that's why, even in that first year, we had 500 agents with us at EXP, because it is about seeing people. So when you are meeting people for coffee, you talk to them, about their life, because that is what matters. That's what matters.
And people just need people, and a community to share things with. And here's the thing. I've always felt like we talk about accountability a lot. And, I don't want y'all to get mad at me. Some people are going to get mad at me for saying this. But it's okay, because it's just how I rolled. My accountability partner we have 5 kids. That's a big ass enough accountability partner to go out and get it done. The mirror is my accountability partner. And the other thing, I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was, but I love meeting a lot of y'all. I was like, what is your goals? Because there's a bunch of people in here, okay? And every single one of y'all have different goals. So stop comparing yourself to the person over here. Stop it. Start comparing yourself to what you want. Okay?
And when you're recruiting people, stop comparing them to yourself.
That's right.
Because their success may be totally different than yours, what they think is success. So that's what you need to find out. What is important to you? What's important to you? And then how can I help you achieve that? Whether that is more time with your family, or I want to make $1 million a year, or whatever it is. Find out that, because that's what's going to help that person, and that's what's going to bring them in with you.
And I go back to, we have 5 children. We're the Brady Bunch, obviously, and we're very close to our kids, okay? But they also know that we have seasons. The season. Some of you guys, and look, we've been there. I've been bankrupt. I know what it's like. I'm not gonna feel sorry for anybody in here. Okay?
When we met, we were both broker than broke.
And it came after the 2008. A lot of you guys, if you were in business in 2008, raise your hand. I mean, there's not a lot of y'all. But I tell you what, we all got our butts kicked. I owned apartment buildings. I owned commercial buildings. I was building 122 townhomes. We owed the bank $3.5 million. When somebody tells me you went bankrupt over credit card debt, I just go, ha ha, ha. How about our bank? They walked into our bank, had nothing to do with us. We didn't have any money. We had sewer lines floating because of rain, and the bank literally got seized it was crazy. So what I'm telling you, and I say this to people all the time, you will define yourself in the valley, not on top of the mountain. And my dad taught me a long time ago, when you get to the top of the mountain, your job is to go pull some other people up. So I'm just telling y'all.
And then you're going to go through seasons that they just hit you like a ton of bricks. It comes out of nowhere. I mean, these last 3 years, I've battled kidney cancer. And so things are going to happen in your life. But let me go back to saying about this community at EXP, because of all of you and then what we built and the connections. I mean, our agents got together and did a Zoom without us even on it, and all prayed over me and recorded it. And then we missed one event since we've been at EXP, and it was because I was having my kidney removed. And all the agents got together and made us hats and shirts that they all signed and prayed for us.
She's tough. She's tough.
So what you put out there also comes back to you. And I know we're getting close to running out of time, and we have a million things to say, but on just like a practical note, like Jay was saying, we throw parties. And we don't throw big, crazy, elaborate, expensive parties. It's like, hey, come to our house. I'm going to go to Sam's Club and whatever platters they happen to have, that's what we're eating tonight. And we don't just invite clients. We don't just invite friends. We don't just invite family or the person we just met at the grocery store. We invite everybody. The more, the merrier. So is that...
I want to get something. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And so have parties, invite people into your world because people are lonely. I mean, you can even be in your own home with your family sometimes and be lonely. Invite people into your world, and that will make them be attached to you in a way that it's not just business beneficial. It is beneficial, period. That's how your life changes. So Jay, are you finding it? I don't know how you could lose what it is. He lost his prop, apparently.
So here's the deal. These were backstage now. Here's the deal. Where's my mic? Sorry, we're going over time. Here's the deal. We were doing an event one time, and we had a bunch of agents there. And guys, this took work. We've built Terminators. I'm telling y'all, just do the work. Listen to Shireen. Do the work. But you can do both. And I had a bunch of coffee cups. And what I'd like you to do...
You need to hold your mic.
Man, would you help me? And I don't have enough for everybody in the room, but I want everybody to, before you leave, to get a non-used coffee cup.
Just start passing them out. Take one and pass it around.
Here's the deal. How did I sell 81 houses with one admin by myself that year? I drink coffee with past clients. I invite everybody to coffee. I never book an hour because I don't have it. I book 20 minutes. Every agent, 1,900 agents, when they say, guys, I'm not technical. I've had the same assistant for 23 years. I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't know how, the contracts changed. I'm like, Kim, write it. I don't know. I just know how to get in front of people. I want y'all to, each one of y'all get a coffee cup. And I want you to place it somewhere. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath.
And we're out of time, so go
I know
quick.
we're out of time. I just want you to put it somewhere in your house. And I want you to look at it every day. And I want you to make no excuses with that coffee cup. I had a lady, we were doing a present, one of these, and she was sitting right here, I don't know her name, and I handed her a coffee cup, and she said, Jay, I got that coffee cup. So it reminds me that I'm not doing enough coffees. Coffees with other agents to add value to them, and coffee with people. I'm telling you guys, don't book an hour, book 20 minutes, and take people and ask them what's important to them. You will build a massive transaction business, and you will build a massive agency. And guys, I want to say one more thing. I know I'm over time. Had to run to the back.
And I have to say one more thing too, but I can say it while we walk off.
Here's the thing. There are agents right now, especially with 400,000 agents getting out of the business. There are agents that you guys have done a deal with. They're on their knees right now looking for something. And you say, oh, I'm not going to go take them to a cup of coffee? Give me a break. They are needing what we have in this room. The agents that didn't show up, I would jump their ass if I knew them. Because you have too many people here helping each other. So guys, realize this. People need you. Go out, have coffee, ask them about them.
And I was going to say, just go on a personal level, go the extra mile. Okay, 3 weeks ago, I broke my nose. This is a crazy story. I hit myself with a laundry detergent bottle and broke it. So I had surgery on my nose 3 weeks ago. Well, one of our agents was getting married 6 hours away. 6 hours away, Sean? Yeah. And I was devastated that I could not go to their wedding. And so Jay's mom, this was the day after my surgery, Jay's mom came to sit with me. Jay drove 6 hours to the wedding and then 6 hours back, just so that one of us would be there for him. So go the extra mile for people. It matters.
Love you guys. Let's go. After party. After party.